Okay, so we have another Field of Glory 2 Digital League battle. This is Late Antiquity Division A. I have the Bosporans with Roman allies versus the Western Huns. So, let's take a look at my opponent's army first, and then make up our minds. Infantry is virtually non-existent, just 3 units of close order warbands. Light foot are just 4 units of light archers. However, his cavalry options, of course, are great, being Huns. Noble Lancers are a great buy. They're only protected, but they're a superior Lancers swordsmen for 48 points. Otherwise, he has expert armored horse archers, but more importantly, these fierce nomad horse archers. Great unit for 56 points, superior bow swordsmen. So we need to get every single ranged unit that we possibly can, and probably every cavalry unit that we possibly can, and not worry that much about infantry. That hill will be nice. And this might be a battle where I actually consider bringing along heavy artillery, which I never do, although that could result in a draw, of course. Okay, so for one thing, we will grab infantry skirmishers. There is, of course, a chance that we're going to be too squishy, but I'm willing to take that chance. I will consider the heavy artillery unit. But first, light cavalry and nomad horse archers. Every ranged unit that we can might have been an exaggeration. I'm not sure if I want to pay for nomad light horse archers. 40 points is a lot. Ugh. I'll regret it if I don't, I think. We will get the heavy artillery. I basically never do so, but I think the circumstances could justify it. Alright, 260 points left. We probably should invest in a little bit of infantry and, more importantly, cavalry. I'm hesitating with the heavy artillery, and this is a nice deployment and all, but I think maybe he'll try to sweep around this way. If he does, we'll have time to readjust. I don't necessarily expect that he'll come charging far over here, but I do think it might be difficult for him to avoid moving within a 9-tile range. Okay, this is weird. I'm not used to actually fighting cavalry armies, and normally I much prefer these earlier impact foot Romans, but now I'm kind of wishing I had some of the later light spear darts types. But we don't get those, so we'll work with what we have. Okay, let's see his deployment. Oh, I mean, I guess that's what I should have expected. It's kind of overwhelming seeing it. Okay, that right hook I was hoping he would not do is, in fact, what he's going to do. Fair enough, we will send some light foot down to this village, and ultimately what we might need to do is kind of form up with light infantry on this hill and knob with medium foot and support. Infantry on this hill, and a screen of foot and lights holding here. It's going to be a defensive action in the face of so much cavalry. That's basically unavoidable. But we certainly do not need to keep so many lights over on this left side. I think 3 units should be enough. Okay. And a screen of irregular foot, raw legionaries to just hold things down while we shift everybody over. These auxilia will shift to this hill. We'll start building a line of light cavalry. We don't really entirely have to decide what to do yet, but I think something like thin screen and a defensive position here. And Nosy Rat's a much better player than myself. In fact, I don't know that I've ever beaten him. I feel like maybe I've drawn him a time or two, but I don't know about any wins, so you will know the exact ranges of my artillery, etc. Alright, yeah, so normally I wouldn't bother getting heavy artillery, but I knew that pushing out with an infantry army against this kind of massed horse archer army would be suicide, so you can either play for a defensive win or play for a draw. And for that, heavy artillery is fine. Or, of course, play for getting shot to pieces, surrounded, and overrun. My money might be on that, but we'll see what happens. Next turn. Yeah, that's a trick in the game. You can undo a move so long as you don't reveal an enemy unit, regardless of whether you reveal previously hidden terrain. I think basically if they made it so that you couldn't undo if you revealed terrain, there pretty much wouldn't be an undo, because like, you move a little bit and the hidden area behind a tile of trees or something could be revealed. Okay, he's shifting over will shift over, etc. We're gonna withdraw from this forest. I don't think it's actually a tenable position. We'll cover with our nomad light horse archers. Okay, so for now, it's looking like we're trying to maneuver so the battle line is something like that. Although, of course, he's capable of faster movement than I am. The presence of the heavy artillery does at least make maneuvering a little more irritating for him. I believe that is all we should need to do. I don't want these light troops to get shot up too badly before contact, so we'll shuffle around a little bit. It's cowardly, I know, but I pretty much always lose to this guy, so I'm not more than slightly ashamed. Next turn. So, not only is Nosy Rat simply a very good player, he's also kind of showing off how good a player he is. Maybe not on purpose, but by choosing a cavalry army, which are hard to use and don't have the greatest record in the league. But he's going to demonstrate how to use one here. While of course staying just out of range. I mean, I could do that, but it's a complete waste of ammunition, so we're not going to do that. Okay. Something like that. Javelin men are not of much use here due to their lack of range, but we just grabbed everything we could. Okay, these archers we're going to try to shift over to this rough ground. The lights we can kind of shuffle back and forth from side to side as needed, but not the archers. I think I also need to be careful that I don't... In fact, I might want to turn these irregular foot around and put them back here and put these raw legionaries back here just to have coverage. Because it would be not too difficult for him to shift over this way if I commit everything way over here. And light artillery will just keep shuffling forward for now. Okay. Okay, the audio is going to be louder from here out, in theory. Yeah, see, that's what I was fearing. And he shuffles that way, and I shuffle some guys back that way, so on and so forth. No matter what, due to his speed, he's going to get the first shot off in the lights exchange. Although I can at least start doing this kind of thing. No disruption, though. Yeah, that's right. Okay. So these raw legionaries will head back to this hill, and these irregular foot will head back to cover this rough ground. And I will leave these lancers facing at least kind of this way so they can shuffle over if needed. I'll shift one unit of horse archers back in this direction. He has superior light horse archers as well. So my only advantage is my numbers. The artillery is useful, and the solidity of my few infantry units. Onward. Next turn. Right. Sees that rough, and raw legionaries will probably spend the entire battle running back and forth, not doing anything, but that's okay. I think I have possibly over-invested on this wing, so I will pull another unit of light horse archers off and send this unit of lancers around as well. In the meantime, we'll just take pot shots. I might just be trying to waste my ammo, but that's fine. I mean, the main use of artillery is the additional cohesion check it causes, not the casualties it inflicts. Next turn might be the turn that he rushes in to disrupt as many of my lights as possible while I'm somewhat awkwardly deployed. Then we'll have to try to push back and retake the crest of this hill. Getting ahead of ourselves, though. Next turn. Yep, this is a 1. Yeah, he knows what he's doing. He knows he has to go all or nothing. Alright, that was pretty ugly, as expected. I was hoping for more from that. We're gonna have to tank some volleys of arrows here. Damn. Good. This is very awkward. Right. We need to decide whether to pull these guys back or push forward. And I definitely position myself a little awkwardly for defending this area. Anything that moves here is going to get shot and disrupted. So we're just going to accept that. Yes, I have a very hungry cat near me again. As always, it seems. Okay, so I still need to decide what to do with these 3 units. These 3 rather badly positioned units, I might add. I think we accept further disruptions, to be honest. So by doing so, we can get our lancers up. I don't want to move here because I might block my own men in. That actually, I might have done so anyway with this movement. We can only hope that they stand, but it might be a catastrophic mistake. Oof, very ugly. Nosy Rat is, I think, gonna prove his superiority over me once again. Okay, this should be the turn where it starts to all go wrong. Let's watch it happen. Oh, that's a good start. Yep. Yep. Okay. Yep. There we go. And they hold firm and get the disrupt. Ouch. Much respect for being able to use a cavalry army in the league. It's not a common thing, and I certainly don't think I could do it. But yeah, this is basically already a complete disaster. Let's see if we can not accomplish anything. Got it. What about you? That's also horrible. Right then. We are going to have to engage with this bunch then. Oh, I'll tank a volley, that's fine. If they charge, my light javelin will automatically invade, which might actually be a good thing. Down. Okay. Great. We can at least have gotten 3% before it's all over. It's not really a good idea as we're still going to get outmaneuvered and flanked, but I don't really know what else to do at that point, so... Right, this, as usual with my games with Nosy Rat, it's going to be over quickly. Next turn. This is gonna be over pretty quick. Yeah. Ouch. Yeah, that charge was hugely unfortunate. Oh, did not see that. And unfortunate that they disrupted. So he sacrificed a light horse unit to pin this unit of irregular foot. Okay, maybe we can frag one unit? Good, we did something. We can get at least more than 3% on the board. I don't know why my cat is freaking out. It's just freak out time, I guess. We all have that. Charging in is terrible, standing is terrible. It's pretty much all terrible. So we'll charge in. Ouch. They're pursuing, so it's only half effect. I think I would rather turn and try to force a drop on these next turn. Yeah, this is going to be done in maybe like 3 turns. Very well done. I think instead of trying to defend this at all, I should have pulled back to here. But too late for that. Next turn. Yeah. Maybe this could be the final turn, actually. Let's see. Ah, you were useless. So depending on these pursuit paths, we might lose this turn, or we'll get one more turn to cause some damage. Oh, there we go, 40. Very well done. Okay, so let's think about what I did wrong. Lots of things, I'm sure. One thing was trying to hold this hill. I think a line here or here would have been better. I think army composition was also a mistake. I tried to get lancers to try to catch the bow cavalry, but I should have known that he would maneuver in such a way that would be very difficult. In retrospect, I think I should have invested more in cheap infantry to just sort of hold the line and act as an anchor for the light infantry. But even then, I might have lost, but I think perhaps it would have been less of a clean sweep type situation. So 40 to 5, that will hopefully be the worst loss I suffer in the league this season. So very well played to Nozirat. He continues his streak of never ever losing a game to me.